Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm talking about managing shifting identities, because if you're watching this then you're probably on a healing journey, you're interested in personal development and self-growth, and with that comes so many layers of change. When we shift our identity so many times, as we're coming back to wholeness, as we're learning who we are, and it's a roller coaster. It's such a roller coaster, and it's so challenging to navigate all these different changes all the time. So I wanted to share with you in this video a few of the things that have really helped me as I've been going through this journey. This has been like, I'd say probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I really began to change, began to like break out of the matrix, like this is not who I am, begun shifting. And I noticed so many things, and what stopped me progressing on my journey was really some of the things that I want to share with you in this video. So let's dive in. First, and maybe the most difficult one to master, you've got to learn to let people go. And that really means learning to let go of the idea that you have about them and about the relationship you have. There's people that you might have thought will be in your life forever, and then you go through a shift, you grow and change, and suddenly that dynamic is different, and that person actually, doesn't want to hang around with you anymore. Or maybe it's vice versa. We talk a lot about eliminating people in our life who are not like for our highest good or all that stuff, but sometimes it's not like that. Most of the time, actually, it's that you're changing and the other person isn't, or the other person is changing in a different way, and so you naturally grow apart, and maybe that person is choosing not to spend time with you, and that can be so difficult. I know personally it's so much easier for me to walk away from people than for people to walk away from me. And part of that is just the learning and the journey of like, I have to learn to let people be who they're going to be, and that means that sometimes the relationship can't continue. But that is the most difficult thing that stops us from wanting to shift our identity, because so many of our relationships are based on I'm saying that I'm this person, you're saying that you're that person, and that's how we connect. But if we're looking for that real connection, which is what our healing growth journey is, it's coming back to wholeness, which is coming back to that place of true love and who we truly are, and if we're looking to connect on that level, then truly we don't have space for relationships that are based on identity characteristics. But letting go of those things of who we think we are and just connecting on who we really are, and those people who see us in that light, in that space, will be the most nourishing, be the most fulfilling friendships, relationships. And always remembering that the way you see yourself, the lens through which you see yourself, is going to keep changing, and knowing that not everyone will be along for the ride all the time, and that's okay. It really is okay. And with that also comes the acceptance that you're going to need to spend more time alone, completely alone. I thought that my kind of hermit phase was very temporary, and I would come back to wanting to be super social, surrounded by people all the time. And yes, I've definitely had a hermit period where my healing was super intense, and I really was incapable of socializing in any kind of like normal way. And I have come back to being so much more sociable and community focused and all those things. But also my alone time is really sacred now, and I need it in a way that I rejected it or didn't want it before. Now it's part of my day, it's part of my world, it's part of my life. I have to spend time alone where it's just me. It's also a huge part of understanding and learning where you are through your shifting identities, is that you have to be on your own to see yourself clearly. If you're always looking through the mirror of time spent with other people, you're only getting half the story. You're only seeing your identity shift in comparison to what other people are reflecting back to you. You're only going to ever really feel truly yourself, like understanding who you are on the inside, when you're on your own. And then the work is to take that out with you and to not betray that when you're with other people. So beautiful learning, of course, comes from reflections back from others, but just to know that on this healing journey, when you're shifting identities, you're moving through these things, time alone is so crucial, and it's something that you'll probably adopt for the rest of your life, because that's when the most potent self-reflection can happen. And similarly, paying attention is a daily job. You've kind of got to treat it like your work. So embarking on this journey, sort of like saying, I'm in the employment of this spiritual path now, of this path back to wholeness, of this path of self-reflection. I am working for this cause in a way. It's like you've chosen another vocation, a way of being, a way of living. And this means it's a daily commitment to you. So similarly to you're going to need alone time, you're also embarking on a journey of commitment, because as soon as you stop, you know what happens is that life becomes automatic again, and you forget and you fall into old patterns. You stop looking at what's happening. You stop being on this journey of your changing identities, and you just land back in probably one of your older, more established identities that you had before. And you'll notice that the same problems will start coming back, and similar type of people will come back into your life in a way, and they're things that you've already chosen that weren't right for you. So it's really a commitment, and it's a daily job, and if you stop, then it stops, and the reason why you started, all those things come back into your life again. Find places and spaces where it feels like there's no time, especially in nature. And I know for many of you will be in nature where you can just be yourself. So you're having this alone time, and you're also having it in communion with oneness, with the infinite energy of life, and especially surrounded by trees and green, or any kind of nature that soothes your soul, by water, by a lake. Spending time in nature is really one of the only ways we as humans get to feel that pure, unconditional love. And when you're shifting your understanding of yourself so rapidly, having that reflection back rather than the reflections back of other people's shifting identities is so, so powerful in anchoring you and rooting you into your truth and into your body. Because when you're quantum leaping, linear timelines will not make sense to you. So the way that society is structured and the way other people are moving through their lives will no longer make sense to you. Even if you're doing things at the right time, say you're getting married, you're having children at the right age, you still won't have that feeling like you fit in or it's right anymore. When you're committed to making these shifts in your identity, you're committing to a different type of communion with the world. Spend time in flow with yourself, in nature, not just in your creative work, but just in space. So these are all little pieces of wisdom that have really helped me to come to terms with the fact that this is the journey that I'm on, and this is what I'm doing. I'm committed to it, I'm going to keep going, and these are the consequences. And in a way, we always talk about the glamorous side of how beautiful and positive it is to learn and grow, and it is, and I always want to share with you that it's not the only choice for you. I always want you to feel free to know that you get to choose how you want to live, and the spiritual path is not the best path necessarily. The path of growth and learning and constant evolution comes with its own challenges, and it's not better than not doing it, you know. Your life is sacred, whatever you choose. Thank you so much for watching. Loving you all so much. See you in the next video.